Indicators. I'm going to go over some indicators. There are a lot of different types of indicators, graduations, distance of travel. But I'm going to go over two basic types for a hobby lathe. Milling machines have a little bit different applications, and you might need something else, but just for your basic little bench lathe, you probably need two types. And they're the two standard types. It would be a test indicator like this here, and this here reads in half thousandths increments and only has 15 thousandths of travel. So this has got a specific use. And then your standard drive indicator. This here is a 1-inch travel drive indicator, and it can be used on the lathe with a magnetic base. Check run out. You can set this up with another type of base and use this type of indicator as a precision stop or way of, taking precision cuts. So let's take a closer look at them. All of these things are made in China, and you can go with brand name, extremely expensive tools if you want. But if you're a beginner or you don't know what you're doing, each one of these sets costs about $20 each. This here costs $20 for the complete set. This indicator costs $20, and the base was another $10. If you can get them in a set, I strongly suggest you buy them in a set. And like with anything in China, it's hit or miss on quality. They're usable. Some of them, it depends on the runs. There's no consistency. But these items were purchased on Amazon, and I was quite happy with them for now. We'll see over time and use how they go. So let's start with the test indicator. This is called a test or inspection indicator. And what this is this only has 15 thousandths of travel. What does that mean? That means when you push up on this tip here, and this will go in, this is a bi-directional. It'll go this way, will indicate. If you push upwards on the tip, it moves, and downwards. It also will move. I think you can see it there. And it only travels 15 thousandths. So this is for getting up close and measuring pretty tightly. And if we look at the dial, pretty large dial, and the graduations, if you notice, from 0 to 5 there are 10 units. The short ones are half thousandths. So you have to actually move. It's a very sensitive device. See, when I just touch it, okay, so you got to be careful with this. So you can read like tenths with this here. And you got your tip, like I said, it's bi-directional, so you can set this up and push down on it from where it sets, or up. And this tip also, if you put a little pressure, you can adjust it and move it, either up, down, whatever, like this. But be careful with it. Hold on a second. All right. What you'd use this for is basically fine tuning and trying, you can read a thousandths run out with this easily, or under. Okay. How this works is you have like a dovetail on the bottom and on the back, and it comes with two attachment points, this narrow one and a wide one, different diameter. And what these will do is you slide these on the back here like this. Draw back the camera. You'd slide it up on the dovetail, then tighten it down, and then you can put it in your magnetic holder. I think I paid $20 for this. It's a pretty large size dial. It's real nice. and I believe it'll work well. We'll just see as time goes on how it holds up. Basically, it's the durability. I mean, you get these things, you check them, whether it's the calipers or whatever, yeah, they work fine. But it's in use, okay, that you're going to find out. I'll show you this one here. This here's a lot better quality test indicator. I needed this for a job. And what happens is one slip of the hand, okay, one mistake, and I push this and disengage it, it no longer functions. In the old days, companies used to be able to send these out and have them repaired. I paid like $130 for this, and it's just a mishap at work after using it. It's ruined. Okay, if you're not experienced and skilled, I don't really suggest putting a ton of money into tools until you get get to where you feel comfortable using them. Because like this here, 20 bucks, if I tear it up first time out, I ain't gonna really worry about it. Now I got a magnetic base for this here. Also got that on Amazon. Just generic metal base, little tiny magnet, and it has the dovetail type mountings. Now that's why I said if you can get them in a set, there's two ways you can mount with this. Through the hole, and basically it's just a clasp. You turn this and it tightens down, opens up. It was a little tight. I had to spread it out with a set of screwdrivers, a straight blade screwdriver, but now I can get the indicator on there all right and lock it down, and this will do what I need it to do. Okay, I want to put this on the cross slide, and that way if I want to indicate a part or something, I can do that. Also, I'm going to use this in the setup of the machine. So the little mag base is nice. And like I said, test indicator is good because if you really want to get down to thousandths or under, you need this type of indicator. The only drawback is with 15 thousandths travel, you don't want to put this indicator on something running out more than a few, like 5 thousandths, because you'll go past the limit and shove the mechanism out of its limit, which basically that's what happened to this. I went and turned the handle on the machine the wrong way and pushed this, and then, once you break the insides, it's no good. So now we'll go on to our next type of indicator. And I got this as a set. It was, like I said, around $20. This is a 1-inch drive indicator. It has 1 inch of travel, okay? Has magnetic base with it. All of these Chinese magnetic bases are piss poor quality. It's hard, unless you find an old Starrett or something. The knobs break off. It's all kind of plastic, but it's usable. It's serviceable. The set also comes with, or the indicator also comes with a point set. And what this is you have these different tips in this set. And what you would do is this will unscrew, and then you can screw these different tips on the end of this indicator for specific purposes, whether it be measuring or to add a little length to it for your setup or whatever, which is pretty neat to have that in there with it also. Gives you a little bit more versatility. And also I checked, one good thing about this magnetic base is where the indicator mounts on there, my test indicator attachments will fit in this. So I can use this mag base to hold the test indicator, which is a little added bonus. Now we'll kind of take a look at the indicator itself. And the type it is, like I said, this is called a 1-inch drive. Now there's another small dial on there, okay? Now if you load this indicator to 0, you see where the 0 and the zeros will match up. You can use this to measure up to 1 inch. Every revolution will go on the small dial like to 1, okay? 100 thousandths, 200 thousandths, 3, 4, and so on. So if you set this right, you can actually measure distance with this thing, okay? And you got 1 inch travel. You can set it up and then, run it on something, check your run out on a part or whatever. This would be the better one to use. It's not as sensitive, it has a long travel, okay? And what happens with these is when they get slammed or bashed, you'll feel them, they'll have a skip or catch in there. But for 20 bucks, it's pretty versatile. Like I said, if you make a mistake or screw up or something and damage it, it's not a $150 indicator, okay? And you just learn. So it's a good item there, and you can tell how accurate they are. I've never had a problem with accuracy with these inexpensive devices. I've just had a problem with durability, if something happened. But like I said, with this extremely expensive indicator, you make a mistake, quality don't matter when it crashes, okay? Quality or expense. So that's why if you're a beginner or you really don't know what you're doing, and like I said, you take a chance with these. The quality on these foreign-made instruments are at best, but it's a good way to learn. So I strongly suggest you get a set with a mag base for a drive and also a test indicator, because we're going to need them in setting up the jobs and setting up the machine.